He's caught. It looks a good start. And they're away. They're away to a great first time. It was just so on the inside. Russ never sleeps in the middle of the course. Over on the far side, Double Silk is taking a prominent position with Topsham Bay also, and Miinnehoma in the centre. And Garrison Savannah is now going on the near side. It's Garrison Savannah on the near side. On the far side, Young Hustler goes up there with Miinnehoma and Double Silk. And as they come to the first, we join John Hanmer.
Garrison Savannah on the inside, then Double Silk's right up with them too, Miinnehoma's up with them too. A long way behind them is Quirinus, and I'm looking back at the fall as 4th of July is down, Henry Mann is down, and Elfast is down. Meanwhile, over the second, with Quirinus still tailed off, and coming on the inside is Garrison Savannah in the centre, Double Silk on the far side, Riverside Boy is going to land in the lead, doesn't jump it well, but has recovered, and there's one faller at that one, which was Usher's Island, and Quirinus still tailed off as they jump the fourth. It's Riverside Boy and Double Silk and Garrison Savannah who hit it hard, and Romany King is down as we join Jim McGrath.
Yes, and the leader is Double Silk up there with Riverside Boy. On the near side is Young Hustler and Paco's Boy. Out very wide is Topsham Bay with Master Oates as they head over the fifth. Then follows Moorcroft Boy, who's very handy, from Black Humour and Miinnehoma. Then on the near side into the red Ebony Jane, and further back in the field behind them is Mighty Falcon as they head down now towards Beaches the first time. And it's the amateur Ron Treloggan on Double Silk who leads them to it, and he lands over it in the lead from Riverside Boy as they get over Beaches. Fallers there, New Millhouse hits a cracker, they're both gone, and Quirinus is jumping at a mile last as they come now to the Point Avon fence, and Laura's Bow's gone as well as they go over that one, and it's Double Silk who leads them by 2 lengths to in second placing Riverside Boy from Young Hustler, then Garrison Savannah. A gap then to Gay Ruffian's gone as well. Then Miinnehoma on the inside of the fellow who's very prominent from Master Oates as they head to the canal turn, and the leader over it is Double Silk. Double Silk leads them over the canal turn, looking back through the field. They've all got over it okay. Rock de France made a bad mistake, but the leader at Valentine's is Double Silk from Garrison Savannah, Young Hustler. Then follows Riverside Boy, Miinnehoma, the fellow very handy from Master Oates. Then Ebony Jane, and further back in the field is Black Humour from Topsham Bay. As they go to the next, we rejoin John Hanmer.
And Double Silk then over it from Garrison Savannah, Riverside Boy, Young Hustler, Master Oates, Topsham Bay, Miinnehoma, then the fellow, followed by Ebony Jane, Mighty Falcon, Black Humour, Moorcroft Boy, all over that as they jump the 11th. And we've had some fallers at that one. It looked as if Young Hustler's gone. Young Hustler's one of them as we go now to the 12th. And Garrison Savannah's come up on the inside. Southern Minstrel's been pulled up. Garrison Savannah led over the 12th from Double Silk, then Riverside Boy. They're followed by Miinnehoma, the fellow Master Oates. And then comes Ebony Jane, who's followed by Topsham Bay, Black Humour. And Fiddler's Pike is about 2/3 of the way down the field. Quirinus still in the race, but a long way behind it. We join Peter O'Sullivan.
And it's Riverside Boy who's taken it up now from Double Silk. Then Garrison Savannah behind him comes Miinnehoma, and then the fellow with Ebony Jane right up there too, and Master Oates. And this group ahead of Black Humour, and they're being followed by Topsham Bay. And then comes Moorcroft Boy as they come down now towards the 13th fence. It's Riverside Boy, the leader. The riderless horse could be troublesome here. Double Silk is in second, and Garrison Savannah third. And Double Silk a faller there. Double Silk has gone at that one. And Topsham Boy has been brought down as well, and Master Oates has gone as well. And now it's Riverside Boy from Miinnehoma, Garrison Savannah, and the fellow in 4th place. Behind him comes Ebony Jane, and then Black Humour. They're coming down towards the chair now. And once again, the loose horse looks as though he could be a danger to Riverside Boy, who's the leader. Riverside Boy leads over this as he comes to the chair from Garrison Savannah, then Miinnehoma, and then the fellow. And then on the far side is Ebony Jane. Moorcroft Boy comes next, and Black Humour has gone there. and they come to the water. Garrison Savannah on the far side of Riverside Boy. In third place, Miinnehoma, for the fellow very close, then Ebony Jane. Behind Ebony Jane is Moorcroft Boy, then Russ Never Sleeps, and then comes Run for Free, and behind him into the red, into the red is Channel's Gate, and then comes Zita's Lad and Rock to Pass, and then comes Rosemary Henderson on Fiddler's Pike as they run down now towards the Melling Road after a circuit, and it's Miinnehoma who's taken it up from Garrison Savannah on the inside. On the far outside being pulled up is Riverside Boy. In third place is Ebony Jane. Fourth is the fellow. Fifth, Moorcroft Boy improving. Sixth, Russ Never Sleeps. And they run down to the next, and it's Garrison Savannah and Miinnehoma from the fellow towards the outside, being tracked by Moorcroft Boy and Ebony Jane, and over to John Hanmer.
And this is fence number 17, and Garrison Savannah has gone there. Garrison Savannah went at it, and it's the fellow coming to challenge Miinnehoma, then Ebony Jane. Paco's Boy's been pulled up, Moorcroft Boy's right there, Riverside Boy's there on the outside. He Who Dares Wins has been pulled up, and the leaders are over the 18, and there aren't that many left as they come to the open ditch, fence number 19. Miinnehoma from the fellow, then Ebony Jane, Moorcroft Boy, Fiddler's Pike going right up amongst them, and they're followed by Just So, who's improved, into the reds improved, then Russ Never Sleeps, and they're followed by Mr. Ed and Zita's Lad and Rock to Prance, and I don't think there are any more as they jump the 20th and rejoin Jim McGrath.
And it's Ebony Jane on the outside with Moorcroft Boy who's going well. Up there as well too is Just So, and out very wide Fiddler's Pike, running a great race for Rosemary Henderson. Miinehoma's in that leading group as well as they go towards the next, followed by the fellow who's taking the short course on the inside as they get over that one into the red behind them from Russ Never Sleeps, then Zita's Lad, Mr. Ed, Rock to Prance, a bad mistake in last position, and they're the only ones I can see continuing as they head now towards Beaches for the final time. And Ebony Jane up on the outside of Miinnehoma. They come to it together. They take off now, and Ebony Jane landed in the lead from Miinnehoma. The fellow went right down on his nose there, but he's okay. He's still on his feet, and they've all gone over Beaches as they head now towards the next fence, the Fournaven fence. It's Ebony Jane from Miinnehoma, and Just So, the fellow on the inside. Mistake by Ebony Jane. The fellow's getting tired. Then follows Moorcroft Boy from into the red. A long gap to Fiddler's Pike, who's dropping back now, passed by Russ Never Sleeps, then Mr. Ed. Zita's Lad behind them, and a long gap to Rock to Prance, and they're the only ones continuing. At the Canal turn, the final time, it's Miinnehoma who led over it now, and it's the fellow who's got the fellow unseated his rider there. And Mr. Ed has also unseated his rider. Going towards Valentine's. Just So leads now on the inside. The stayers hit the front from Miinnehoma. Then in third, Ebony Jane from Moorcroft Boy. Followed by into the red, Russ Never Sleeps. Then Fiddler's Pike. Further back is Zita's Lad. A long gap then to Rock to Prance. They're the only ones continuing. As they go to the next, it's Just So with Miinnehoma and Ebony Jane. They jump it together. Then follows Moorcroft Boy, who went right through it as we rejoin John Hanmer.
And they've got four to jump. And Ebony Jane comes up on the outside of Miinnehoma, Just So there on the inside, a gap to Moorcroft Boy. Last ditch, 4 out. And it was just in the centre, Miinnehoma from Just So on the inside, Ebony Jane on the outside. Then back in fourth is Moorcroft Boy, fifth into the red, sixth is Fiddler's Pike as they jump the third last. And Miinnehoma out-jumped by Ebony Jane. Just So under pressure is third, Moorcroft Boy 4, a gap 2 into the red, and then comes Fiddler's Pike, and Rock to Prance is the only other one going as far as I can see as they cross the Melling Road with 2 to jump. Ebony Jane from Just So, Miinnehoma, Moorcroft Boy now right on their heels into the red, trying to get into it. Russ Never Sleeps has fallen, Fiddler's Pike still going, and here's Peter O'Sullivan.
Yes, it's Ebony Jane from Just So and Miinnehoma and Moorcroft Boy. These four being chased all the time by Into the Red. But it's the mare, Ebony Jane, with a fractional advantage from Just So over on the far side as we see them on the near side. Moorcroft Boy and Adrian Maguire coming there all the time. Miinnehoma still in contention, and Into the Red is getting into it as well. They come down now towards the second last in the National, and it's Moorcroft Boy and Adrian Maguire who come to it with Miinnehoma and Moorcroft Boy. They land together. It's Miinnehoma and Moorcroft Boy, Miinnehoma, and then comes Ebony Jane, and then Just So and Into the Red. The loose horse could cause problems here. Moorcroft Boy looks as though he's going to land in the lead. It's Moorcroft Boy, and he nearly Such a brilliant race here. Is fourth and fifth, the gallant Rosemary Henderson. She's won her bet at 8-1 that she would complete. She's finished fifth in the National, the 51-year-old Rosemary Henderson. Proctor Price is going to be the only other finisher, and so the result of the 1994 Grand National is first, number 8, Miinnehoma, owned by Mr. Freddie Starr, trained by Martin Pipe and ridden by Richard Dunwoody.